coming up is Bruce Page. He will be evaluating Deneba's love story. Thank you for coming on stage. And Deneba, please come up. Very good.
Hi, Deneba. My voice coming through all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, Deneba was obviously a very touching story given the content. And I found the emotion that came through more than any other, for me, was empathy. I think everyone in the audience probably could relate to what you were speaking about. They may not actually have gone through the experience, but it's something that is common to all of us, and we can easily put ourselves in the position that you were in. I liked you had a lot of good descriptive language when you were asking questions or making statements like, God does not love me, tell me what is happening, right? And throughout your presentation, there was a good use of language and good descriptive language that evoked our emotions. Your way of delivering the story using dialogue between the two of you made the interaction very personal. I think that is what brought emotion out for me. The one thing where I think you could have improved a little bit is in terms of the setting, exactly where you were in time and space. It's sometimes a little easier to draw your audience in if you give a lot more detail of the actual setting of the story. So I think that could be improved a little bit. Maybe even the development of the characters a little bit more detail about them. But I think in general, the story came across well. The climax of the story, I think I missed it a little bit. I don't know if it was right at the end that your children interference kind of slipped in a bit, or whether it was just the structure of the story, but I missed what the climax actually was. I think could have maybe developed that a little bit more. I do want to say something about the interference from the children, because you've got an audience here where people are very sympathetic to the environment, and one of the things that I know about really good speakers is that they are able to, when things happen in the audience or anything that happens, they're able to adapt with it. And what I would like to suggest, I mean, it's a hard thing to make recommendations on, but I don't think exclude the children in this case. You kind of, I would, as just a suggestion, pick one of them up, put them on your lap, try to get them interested in what is going on the screen. I don't even know if it's possible, but I think sometimes to actually include them more is better than excluding them a little bit. Everybody, and it's a hard thing to make suggestions on, but instead of ignoring them, try and incorporate them is basically what I'm going to say. That's my time up, but well done, Geneva. I like the story. I think you did well. It was obviously a very emotional topic. Well done on that. Timekeeper, yeah.
Thank you, Bruce. Very well done. Thank you. Now, someone once said, listening to a wife is like reading the terms and conditions of a website, understanding nothing and saying, I agree. Sammy, do you believe that? You're up next for evaluation. Come on.
Always listen to my wife.
Yeah. And agree, right?
Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially Julie, I'm here to evaluate the first pathway project I've evaluated that Julie presented today. Do I have good communication skills? What kind of idiot do you think I am? Of course I am. I'm a member of Firebirds. That's how I think this speech may have been able to open instead of a piece of paper that we all had to come up with. Because Julie is an incredible storyteller. And I know she can do those characters. So that could have bought some time and prevented us from squinting at the screen to see what was going on. I don't normally lead with recommendations, but I wanted to tie that into the open. Now, Julie's objectives in this speech were to share an aspect of her experience on the project developing a communication plan, which is a core component of level 3 of visionary communication plan. And as an evaluator, I'm to evaluate how she delivered that speech. What I absolutely love is the strength that Julie brings to it. She told us a story about her journey, about how she's an early adopter and was in the program, the Revitalized Education Program before it was called Pathways. She's an early adopter. And as such, she's sharing with us what's coming down the road. She told a very extensive story about her journey there and then into her experiences of how synchronicity factored into the success of her communication plan. Very well told. What I found was that as we started moving into the conclusion, we were running out of time. And I would have, and it kind of came in at the last minute. So what now? That was the conclusion. So my recommendation there would to be put to practice some of the guidelines that you provided me with in this book at the Division K contest community. A story is stepping stones for a journey that you're taking the audience on. So consider restructuring it. Perhaps we didn't need so much of the early adopter. That could have been a quick opening to set the stage and then lead right into the speech title, Synchronicity. Then you could share with us more about the personal journeys, the connection between Michelle and George. As you posted on the blog, how it was one thing and then another, and we could learn more about who all these people are. Who are these characters? Who is Paul White? Who is Brendan? Who is Vicky? How did all this come together? We could have got more detail on that, and that would have, I think, lent more to the purpose of it. What I absolutely love, again, was the storytelling, the connection, and the trail that Julie is blazing and sharing with us. Back to you, Madam.
Excellent as always, Samir. Thank you so much. We will be going to evaluate the next section, which is the table topics evaluation. And I'd like to